Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of the AV podcast. My name is AV, better known as Alyssa Venetia. Today I will be reviewing the Governor of Maryland's book, The Other Wes Moore. For those of you who haven't read this book yet, I'll give a brief summary. Wes Moore, the Governor of Maryland, basically found this other guy named Wes Moore, and they discovered they had similar childhoods. They each didn't really have a father figure. They both lived in Baltimore for a little bit, and they were both problematic children. So nobody gets confused, we're going to call the Governor Wes Moore, Moore, and the other Wes Moore, Wes. Despite these similarities, Moore grew up and, became the governor, while Wes was locked up in jail. Right now, I bet someone's thinking, so how did Moore become a governor and Wes was in jail even though they had kind of the same background? That's a good question. They didn't completely have the same background. Moore's father was active in his son's life before sadly passing away, while Wes's father wasn't really as active, and Wes actually only saw him once in his entire life. Okay, that's enough summary. I think we should review the message next. Moore must have written this book for some purpose. Let's think. If Moore showcases Wes and his similarities, then shows their differences, I think he's trying to say something about how quickly you could turn your life upside down or right side up. But who would Moore want to reach with this message? Probably a group of individuals who haven't completely been exposed to the world, like the youth. Specifically, maybe people up to age 25 or so. There's this important quote on pages 66 to 67. Both of us did some pretty wrong stuff when we were younger, and both of us had second chances. It's hard sometimes to distinguish between second chances and last chances. I think Moore is trying to tell the next generations that they can't take second chances for granted, because at some point they will run out of those second chances. I believe he also wants to show younger generations that it's possible to be successful even though your path wasn't the brightest, as well as the possibility of being unsuccessful. Moore's true message is for the young audience to understand that even if they did something wrong in the past, that there is still hope for them to get on the right path. Now, why is this book successful? Moore effectively shows the similarities between himself and Wes during their childhood and teenage years, then points out the pivotal points that set him apart from Wes. He also mentions the redeeming parts of their lives. When Wes returns to school and obtains his GED certification, he nearly returns to a normal life. But he goes and robs a store with his brother Tony. Moore also had a second chance when he gets sent to military school. He becomes a changed man and starts his successful career. As a member of Moore's audience, I really connected with his exploration of choices and consequences in The Other Wes Moore. The contrast between the two was a powerful lesson for anyone facing tough decisions. Moore's narrative isn't just about him winning, but I think it's more of a reminder of how such small, insignificant choices can make a really big difference in the long run. His portrayal of the struggles faced by young people, especially in cities with negative influence, I think is just really important. I also appreciated how Moore shared his personal stories and vulnerabilities. It made the book feel more like a conversation than a lecture, which I think really engages a younger audience. The alternating narratives between the two really showcase the idea that our choices shape our future. But overall, I believe The Other Westmore not only speaks to its intended audience, but also deeply resonates with them, delivering a message of hope and resilience. I think it's a valuable read for anyone looking for guidance on navigating life's challenges. Thanks for listening to my podcast, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!